everyone. We'll get started now. Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Ek Oankar, Satnam, Karta Purkh, Nirbhau, Nirvair, Akal Murth, Ajuni, Sabang, Gur Prasad, Jap, Aad Sach, Jugad Sach, Hai Bhi Sach, Nanak Hosi Bhi Sach. Ek Oankar, Satnam, Karta Purkh, Nirbhau, Nirvair, Akal Murth, Ajuni, Sabang, Gur Prasad, Jap, Aad Sach, Jugad Sach, Hai Bhi Sach, Nanak Hosi Bhi Sach. Ek Oankar, Satnam, Karta Purkh, Nirbhau, Nirvair, Akal Murth, Ajuni, Sabang, Gur Prasad, Jap, Aad Sach, Jugad Sach, Hai Bhi Sach, Nanak Hosi Bhi Sach. Ek Oankar, Satnam, Karta Purkh, Nirbhau, Nirvair, Akal Murth, Ajuni, Sabang, Gur Prasad, Jap, Aad Sach, Jugad Sach, Hai Bhi Sach, Nanak Hosi Bhi Sach. Ek Oankar, Satnam, Karta Purkh, Nirbhau, Nirvair, Akal Murth, Ajuni, Sabang, Gur Prasad, Jap, Aad Sach, Jugad Sach, Hai Bhi Sach, Nanak Hosi Bhi Sach. Gaganat Mama Bajio, Pariyo Nisane Kao, Khet Jo Mandio Surma, Ab Jujan Ko Dao, Sura So Pehchaniya Jo Lade Deen Ke Het, Purja Purja Kat Mare, Kabhu Na Chhade Khet, Kahan Bodh Prab Tuchh Mari, Bharn Sukh Mehma Jo Tihari, हम ना साखत कर सिफ्त तुम्हारी, आप लिहो तुम कथा सुधारी, हम ना साखत कर सिफ्त तुम्हारी, आप लिहो तुम कथा सुधारी. वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह. Thank you to everyone that's come today. ਵੱਡੇ ਭਾਗ ਨੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਜੋ ਪਿਛਲੇ 6-7 ਹਫ਼ਤਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ for the past 6-7 weeks we've been going through the Battle of Chamkaur. We're lucky that we've been listening to it in a lot of detail. Although I was speaking to Singli today, and we was talking about that there's Katha out there, right? There's Katha there on the internet. If you want to listen to this, it's in Punjabi. It's been in English as well. But listening to it live, listening to it in Sangat form is a little bit different to listening just to recording in your car, whatever. But we've been going through it for the past 6-7 weeks. Next week will be the last week where we'll conclude, and then we will go back to Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Jeevan, where we do Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Prasad. We've been going through Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Jeevan for the past 3 years now, yeah? So, going through the Battle of Chamkaur. Benj, you okay? Just a quick question. The kids' class isn't there. If she wants to go inside one, she can do. Or if she wants to, entirely up to her. The kids' Sikhi class is there. Yeah. So yeah, that's fine. So last week, we'll recap last week. What happened last week? पिछले हफ्ते की होया सी बाबा अजीत सिंह जी, वड्डे साहिबजादे गुरु गोबिंद सिंह जी महाराज, knowing that a time has come near to give shahidi. So fighting in the Battle of Chamkaur, after 7 hours of fighting, after 7 constant hours of fighting, Baba Jeet Singh Ji vichar karde ne. They do a vichar. They say to themselves that if I fall here and give shahidi here, these cowards are going to parade my body around. ये जेडे दुष्ट ने, जेडे पापी ने, बेईमान ने, इन्होंने की करना या बेअदबी करनगे शहीद दा. They'll disrespect the body. They'll take my head off and they'll take it to Aurangzeb for a reward. Keeping that in mind, Baba Ajit Singh Ji then used their powers and they make their body vanish. Alop ho jande ne. The Mughals get shocked and think, what's happening? Anwar Khan, one of the Mughal generals, was shouting in agony and pain because Baba Ajit Singh Ji has thrusted their qatar into his stomach, and then he dies in that way. And Baba Ji vanish. In this way, Tana Baba Ajit Singh Ji do amazing jud, they do amazing battle, and then we talked about that their names Ajit Singh, meaning that they can't be won over. Ajit, right? Jit means winning. You put in front. Jit means becomes that you can't win this person over. In this way, they give Shahidi and the world praise them. Then they go to Sachkhand into Tana Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Pavitr Char. After seeing the Shahidi of their elder brother, Tana Baba Jujar Singh Ji wished to go into battle next, and aged only 14, they go to their father to ask for permission. So that's where I left it last week. Let's do Ustat of Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. Let's praise them through Bhai Nandalal Ji's writings. And they've written it really beautifully, the poetry. I've just taken 2 lines from the poetry. The poetry is actually really, the writing is really long in praise of Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. I would say to everyone to Google it. You can go and just say Bhai Nandalal Ji's praise of Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, and it's translated into English anyway. पर उत्थे जाके तुसी जब पाओ ना गूगल ते जाके भाई नंद लाल जी दे लिखत गुरु गोबिंद सिंह जी महाराज उस्तत जो करते हैं, it's the words they use is beautiful. The language they use is beautiful. I've only taken 2 lines out from there, and the 2 lines mean that the Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj are the ultimate truth, and they are the King of Kings. Yeah. So let's do Ustad, let's praise Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, and we'll continue the Battle of Chamkaur with Baba Jujar Singh Ji going to battle next. Hak agaha Guru Gobind Singh, Shahe Shahen Shah Guru Gobind Singh, Shahe Shahen Shah Guru Gobind Singh. So around 30 Singhs have given Shahidiyah for Maharaj, including Guru Sahib Ji's eldest son, Baba Ajit Singh. So for some of the new people that have come today, we've been going through the Battle of Chamkaur for the past 6 to 7 weeks. I mentioned in the last couple of weeks that we've all watched the movie Char Sahibzade. ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦਿਖਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਜੰਗ ਜੁੱਧ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ with Baba Ajit Singh Ji, Baba Jujar Singh Ji. But they've made the movie according to their own mat, according to what a lot of people must have heard. According to that mat, they've made it. जितना भी बनाया उन्होंने बनाया, and it still is a good movie to watch. And I do recommend all children to watch that movie if you haven't. But the truth is this, that you have to listen to Katha to get to understand and learn what really happened there. So around 30 Singhs have given Shahidiyah for Maharaj. Remember, there were only 40 Singhs in the Qila in the Chamkaur fort. Chamkaur di gadi vich 40 Singh si, and outside there were 10 lakh 1 million Fauj from all around the world, literally. There were soldiers from Africa, there were soldiers from Russia, there were soldiers from Italy, from Iran, from Sindh, from all over Asia. Soldiers were present at Chamkaur, and all it was to capture Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. Outside the Qila, outside the fort, arrows and bullets are still being fired, and they prepare for another wave of attack. After seeing his elder brother become Shaheed, Guru Sahib Ji's younger son Baba Jujar Singh Ji have come forward. They go to Maharaj, they do matha tek to Maharaj, they put their head in Guru Sahib Ji's charn, and they do parkarma of Maharaj. They ask Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, they say Guru Sahib Ji get happy, and they give permission. Baba Jujar Singh Ji, they also say to Baba Jujar Singh Ji to make sure you don't turn your back to the enemy. Do such a jud, do such a battle with the enemy that the enemy shake to the core. Take 5 Singhs with you. Naal to 5 Singhan nu naal leke ja, and then go into battle. They get ready to leave. So after they do namaskar to Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, Maharaj give one of their shastras to Baba Jujar Singh Ji. Now you can only imagine this scene, jitna hoya hoga, because he's only age 14. For us, we've got most of us are parents here that have got children, and some of them might have children that are around about that age, or when they get to that age, the connection between parents and children, we know how it is. When they get hurt, when they're not feeling well, how do we feel? Let alone Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj know that he's about to go into battle. His 14-year-old son is about to go and face the enemy, and he's severely outnumbered, but still sending your son into battle. Only Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj can do this. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj say to Baba Jujhar Singh, take 5 Singhs with you. They get ready to leave, and this is one of the last times the gates are about to get opened again. Then Baba Jujhar Singh Ji and the 5 Singhs with them waiting eagerly to go into battle and destroy. You can imagine the scene that the gates still are closed. On outside of the gates, the Mughals are coming in for another attack on the fort. On the inside of the gates, Baba Jujhar Singh Ji with the 5 Singhs on their horses wait for the gates to open so they can go into the battle. Their main aim is to destroy as many Mughals as they can. When the gates open, they shatter Jagara and they go full speed into the battle. The 5 Singhs start shooting so many arrows and so many bullets from their small pistols that were in their kamrakasa. A kamrakasa is a belt that the Singhs put around their waist, and in them they keep shastras, weapons in there. And some of them had small pistols in there. And with the small pistols they're shooting. Now remember that their guns didn't have any powder in it, didn't have any bullets in it, but when they pulled the trigger, bullets would still come out, because Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj had done a bhajan to all the Singhs. When they got to the Chamkaur, the किले विच जो आए सी ਉੱਥੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਤਾਂ ਫਰੂਦ ਦਾ ਗੋਲੀਆਂ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਕੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਭਰੋਸਾ ਰੱਖੋ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਤੇ just point and pull the trigger and a goli will come out itself. They get the small pistols out and they start shooting. The bullets go through the chests. Guru Sahib Ji's bhajan to Baba Jujhar Singh Ji was to not look back even once. Piche nahi dekhna hega. When this time comes, it's the warrior's way to give shahidi in this way. Face on. Pich nahi karni hegi dushmanan. Kshatriyan di qaum hai, a qaum of warriors. They had no knowledge whatsoever of coming back alive. So Sangat ji, when they, sometimes we would have that within our minds, right? Sade man vich bhi hoga. Imagine just for a second, because when listening to this Katha, especially typing it up or whatever, when you're listening to the Katha, you start feeling that if I was there, it would be amazing to witness it. If I could see it, or if I could be part of this amazing jud, how would we be? Even if you had to go and fight, in our mind we'd be like, we're going to try our best to stay alive and come back alive. Let's try and do battle in such a way where we can escape a war, where we don't get hurt, and we can come back alive, back to our families. But these things, and Baba Jujhar Singh Ji didn't have koi lalach man vich hai nahi siga of coming back alive. Unhone de man vich see one thing, shahidi. Asi jaake hun shahidi deni hai. Ki let's do jud with it. But then when we would have that also, right? Like survival which we can. But Baba Jujhar Singh Ji and 5 Singhs, they had no desire whatsoever. They keep advancing. They keep going further and further away from the Qila. So they're going away from the fort, going so far into the battle, into so many hundreds and thousands of soldiers. They're swinging their tegs left and right. They're swinging their kirpans left and right, not letting anyone come close to them. They roar like lions. Wherever Baba Jujhar Singh Ji go, the enemy start to run back. You can imagine how Baba Jujhar Singh Ji would have jumped from one place to the other, but wherever they're jumping to do a war on the Mughals, they're actually jumping back from Baba Jujhar Singh Ji. That's the fear Singhs have put into them. Now they're scared of a Singh. They're not scared of a 14-year-old. Singhan to dar lagdan. That's the fear they've put into them. When the Singhs do war with their tegs, they split the enemy into 2, and they fall onto the ground, killing thousands of the Mughals. The Mughals try their best to surround them. Baba Jujhar Singh Ji and the Singhs haven't got an ounce of fear of death in them. Otherwise, which 14-year-old doesn't want to live his life and enjoy it with his friends? Sanu pata hai with teenagers how they live their life, the way they want to live their life. We'll have this mentality where our kids are here in this country, but even if you want to do it back in the days, which 14-year-old kid would want to go and give shahidi in this way? Which 14-year-old kid wouldn't want to enjoy it with his friend? But the truth is that we are a separate breed in this world. I see, we're totally separate from the way the world is supposed to be. Well, we were supposed to be separate from the world. And Pawan Paji and I were talking about this last week, that these saints had accepted death. Like, what were we, but what have we become? There's something to contemplate on. And that's what this Katha does. Katha generally will make you think that we were supposed to be like this, but how have we become so soft and so like trying to copy the world, trying to copy everyone else's fashions, trying to copy everyone else's trends. We're doing everything everyone else does, but we were supposed to be totally separate. And it said, Sanjanel Singh also suggested we were separate, totally a separate breed, where we've got Bhakti and Shakti. We're the only Qawm, we're the only Dharam, Sada Dharam hi kala jithe Bhakti vi hai, nale Shakti vi hai. Otherwise, if you look at all the other Dharams, all the other faiths out there, they'll only have Bhakti, they'll only have spirituality with them. But we've got that Shakti, where we've got that saint soldier, both sides Maharaj has given. So we're totally different from everyone else. These saints had accepted death. Then I thought, what's more dangerous than a person who's not scared of death? When they land in front of the enemy, with Guru Sahib's kirpa, they send them into the next world. At that moment, hunger or tiredness doesn't matter. Guru Sahib Ji has done so much kirpa and has put powers into Baba Jujhar Singh Ji for the time they're doing jang. They do jang from 4 to 6 hours. 4 to 6 घंटे लगातार Baba Jujhar Singh Ji jang करते ने. And वो समय जिन्ना भी लग गया Baba Jujhar Singh Ji दा, वो समय Guru Gobind Singh Ji महाराज ने सारा बल, सारियां शक्तियां Baba Jujhar Singh विच पातियां सीगियां. Until the last breath doesn't come out, they carry on. नहीं रुकते Baba Jujhar Singh Ji. They don't stop. They have the mindset that until we die, we need to make sure we take out as many as we can. जिद्दां श्वास चलदे ने, नहीं रुकना हैगा असीं. We will use our strength to take out as many as we can. Like a crocodile entering a lake and moving around, splashing the water around. Just like that, the Singhs have done the same thing. The Mughals don't know what to do. Mughals ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਕੀ ਕਰੀਏ. When they can't fight hand to hand combat, close range, then they resort to the guns again. Piche hatke, then they do ashara to all the Mughals with the guns to shoot. All the Singhs get struck by the bullets, some getting lodged into them, some ripping their flesh, some bullets going straight through them. But they carried on, they don't stop. Until they have breath, until they keep breathing, they carry on chatkaing the enemy. Even though Baba Jujhar Singh Ji was small in age, they were fighting like an amazing warrior. Young in age, they've not even got a dadi yet. Inne ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਉਮਰ ਛੋਟੀ ਆ ਕਿ Baba Jujhar Singh Ji haven't even got a dadi on their face yet. ਅੱਜ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਮੂੰਹ ਤੇ ਦਾੜੀ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਈ. But they have a lali on their face is glowing. ਮੁਖ ਤੇ ਲਾਲੀ ਆ ਜੰਗ ਕਰਦੇ ਕਰਦੇ. Wanting to copy their elder brother Baba Ajit Singh Ji. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਮਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਚਾਹ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਵੱਡੇ ਵੀਰ ਮੰਗੂ Baba Ajit Singh Ji ਮੰਗੂ ਯੁੱਧ ਕਰਾਂ and ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਮੰਗੂ ਮੈਂ ਸ਼ਹੀਦੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤ ਕਰਾਂ. They try their best to fight in that way and having one thing on their mind कि I want to make Pitaji happy today. खुश कर दिया एक बारी महाराज ਨੂੰ, खुश कर दिया पिताजी ਨੂੰ. संगत जी, what can we take away from this point? ਇਹ ਮੈਂ ਜੋ ਕਥਾ ਸੁਣਦਾ ਸੀ ਮਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਆਈ that I thought Baba Jujhar Singh Ji, in that moment of doing jang, they wish to make Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj happy. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਮਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਮੈਂ ਪਿਤਾ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਖੁਸ਼ ਕਰ ਦੂੰਗਾ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ. What can we do? What do you do in your lives? And if you don't, what can you do to make Guru Sahib Ji happy? Have we ever thought about it in that way? ਸਾਡੇ ਮਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਦੇ ਆਇਆ ਹੈ on a daily basis, not even a daily basis, forget daily basis. ਮਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਕਦੇ ਆਈ ਹੋਊਗੀ ਕਿ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੂੰ ਖੁਸ਼ ਕਰ ਦਈਏ ਅੱਜ. Let's just make Maharaj happy today. By doing what? Let's get up at Amrit Vela just today. Aaj Amrit Vela utke, let's do a little bit of Simran. Or let's do extra part today. Or let's do Seva today. Aaj Seva karde hain. Or let's do Vichar with our family about a Sakhi. Kise Lord Maharaj nu khush kar diye. Let's just make Maharaj happy one time. But we've gone so much into the we're getting entangled in this web, that the worldly web, right? We're getting so entangled in it that we become so selfish in that way that all we care about is ourselves. Sada says all we care is that our work, our food, our family. ਸਾਡੇ ਮਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਦੇ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਪਰ ਇਹ ਯੁੱਧ ਕਰਦੇ ਵੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਮਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਆ ਕਿ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ. ਮਹਾਰਾਜ is watching me. ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਨੇ, ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਖੁਸ਼ ਕਰਨਾ ਆ. ਮਹਾਰਾਜ will look at me and get happy. But take this away from this today. Try and change, even if it's that one little thing in your jivan. Like, let's not get trapped in this whole false dream that whatever we're doing at Tika, just live your daily life the way it's going. So if you want to progress in Sikhi, you need to make changes. You need to make these small little changes, not big changes. I'm not even saying make big changes. I'm just saying make small little changes. Get up a little bit earlier. Do extra minute of Simran. Even if you do a tiny bit, it makes all that much of a difference. And then Guru Sahib Ji say, right, if you take one step towards me, just one step, but I'll come 1,000 steps towards you. I'll come and embrace you. Just mere wal mein ek bari aasif. Do that one thing that will make Guru Sahib Ji happy, even if it's only once. Say ek bari na khushiyan bahut zyada mil jangiyan. We won't even know how much Maharaj get. So to get Guru Sahib Ji's khushiyan, they do this amazing jud. They're moving swiftly, really quickly in the battlefield, using their bow and arrow. They're showing their strength. They're dropping the enemy one by one. The Mughals are shouting, "Hey Guru da puttara, that's the Guru's puttar. Inu farlo, grab him." 150 to 200 come running forward to surround Baba Jujar Singh Ji. Spears, kirpans, tegs, bullets are being used to attack Baba Jujar Singh Ji. Using their pentra, they get out of that gera, all while killing the dushman. There's so many bullets and arrows. Gavi Santokh Singh Ji right here that there's so many bullets and arrows, it's as if it's monsoon season. We all experience what the monsoon season's like. But imagine if it's raining so much, bullets, there's so many bullets, so many arrows being flown in the sky, and the sky is being filled with them. Card is the sound being described when the guns are being shot. The bullets come flying towards Baba Ajit Singh Ji. But the truth is, no one can kill you until you have breath in your body. Until your swas don't come out, no one can kill you in the battlefield. That's something again to take away with you, especially for young kids that might get scared at school. Until you're nothing can harm you in that way. Using that bow and arrow, using that kirpan, using that chakkar as well. Baba Jujar Singh would take that off and throw that in such a way as well. They all desperately shouting, the Mughals are. They don't know what to do. But it's as if Baba Jujar Singh are playing with them all, effortlessly moving around, avoiding getting captured. There's commotion all around now, the battlefield. The Mughals, the Pahari Raje, the Pahari soldiers. There's so many kirpans around Baba Jujar Singh Ji, surrounding Baba Jujar Singh Ji on their own. All the other Singhs that were fighting with Baba Jujar Singh Ji, with so many kirpans, so many tegs, so many injuries, they get stabbed and their flesh getting ripped off with the bullets and arrows. They all give shahidiyan prapt kar lende, they all fall while fighting. Baba Jujar Singh Ji are left on their own, and their main target is, the main aim is to capture Baba Jujar Singh Ji alive, because they thought that if we can capture Baba Jujar Singh Ji, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Puttar, je onu fad liye ek bari, onu kaid kar liye ek bari, onu kaid karke Aurangzeb ko le jaye. If we can turn him into a Musliman, then that's it. That's the biggest slap in Maharaj's face. Then we don't even have to capture Maharaj, we can just leave Maharaj. Wo sano baddi gal ye hovegi. They want to do that, so they're trying their best to surround Baba Jujar Singh Ji to try and capture him. But nothing's working. Goshni kam kar raha. There's so many kirpans surrounding Baba Jujar Singh Ji, all shining, but their feet moving so eloquently. And Sangat Ji, it's all about using pentra. Sada Maharaj ne sanu vidya jini bakshiya na, this art of fighting in our Sikh faith. Sikhi vich jiri shastra vidya aya, it's all about your feet. A few people here who go learn fighting, any form of fighting, whether it's Thai boxing, whether it's boxing, it's all about your footwork. And Singhs used to do abhyas on this. They used to practice this on a daily basis, their pentra, their footwork. And using Baba Jujar Singh Ji knew all the pentre. They were so skilled, and in Nasi Manavich, the Singhs, their horses used to know pentre as well. The horses, these jungi horses, war horses, they knew how to do pentra as well. They used to move in a certain way. Wherever Baba Jujhar Singh Ji go, wherever they go, whichever direction they go, they leave pile and piles of bodies. More heads, more arms, more legs scattered everywhere amongst the battlefield, and more animals. Sare passe je dekho, utte sir pe ne kite baਹਾਂ paiyan ya, kite lat pe ne. Utte janwar aunde ne. More animals come to feast on the bodies of these warriors. Crows and eagles, they don't get scared. Ek passe jang hundi ya, oh baith ke, they're sitting there and they're having their meal. Even though the battle is taking place, they shriek with happiness because there's so much food for these animals. Demons are drinking the blood and thanking Guru Sahib Ji, saying that there's no one that can make us content except for Guru Sahib Ji. Look, even these entities that are there, these entities are thanking Guru Sahib Ji. They're praising. Obi Ustad kar diya Guru Sahib Ji. There's nagare going off, battle drums are going off. There's other sounds of various different instruments. The Mughals are getting shocked now. How can this child keep us at bay? A chota ja jawak 14 salan da ek ਸਾਡੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਇੰਨਾ ਨੁਕਸਾਨ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ? How is he doing that? How is this happening? But Sangat Ji, the truth is that he is the son of Tanu Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, just like we're the sons and daughters of Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. Maharaj has done that bhajan there where they've not differentiated between the Sahibzade and us. Unhone kehta that you lot on the same level as my Sahibzade. But we've not understood that. ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਗੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਸਮਝੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ ਕਿ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਭਜਨ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦਰਜਾ ਉਹੀ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਸਾਹਿਬਜ਼ਾਦਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਦਰਜਾ. How have these things done this? ਉਹ ਮੁਗਲ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਸੋਚ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ. The Mughals are thinking, how have these things done this? ਇੰਨਾ ਨੁਕਸਾਨ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ? It's only been a short while, but they killed so many. Baba Ji still showing their strength. Sangat Ji, when finally, after getting stabbed by countless spears, after getting cut by countless kirpans, after being shot by countless bullets and arrows, no blood left in their body, realizing the time to give Shahidi has come. Baba Jujhar Singh Ji are ready to give Shahidi and leave their body. But just like Baba Ajit Singh Ji, knowing that their body would get desecrated, they made their body vanish. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਪਤਾ ਸੀ Baba Jujhar Singh Ji ਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਮੇਰਾ ਸਰੀਰ ਇੱਥੇ ਡਿੱਗ ਪਿਆ, ਇੱਥੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਬੇਅਦਬੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਆ ਸਰੀਰ ਦੀ, they'll take my head and take Aurangzeb as well. They make their body also vanish. Now some people say that then how did this sanskar happen? ਉਹ ਐਦਾਂ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਆ? People question it. ਮਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਆ ਕਿ ਐਦਾਂ ਕਿਦਾਂ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ? ਨਹੀਂ, ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਉਦਾਂ ਬਣਾਈਆਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਆ. How can this happen? ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਕਰਾਮਾਤ ਆ. These are miracles. But when you're Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj's son, anything can happen, which we'll later on learn कि ਅੱਗੇ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ. But here, some people say, then how did the sanskar happen? ਉਹਦਾ sanskar ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਫਿਰ ਬੀਬੀ ਸ਼ਰਨ ਕੌਰ ਨੇ? So Bibi Sharan Kaur, after the whole jud's over and done with, Bibi Sharan Kaur all ਆਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ and they do sanskar of all the Singh's bodies. ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਦੀ ਲਾਸ਼ਾਂ ਪਈਆਂ ਉਹ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਹ ਸੰਸਕਾਰ ਕਰਦੀ ਆ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਰੀਰਾਂ ਦੇ, ਬੀਬੀ ਸ਼ਰਨ ਕੌਰ. And ਉੱਥੇ ਬਾਬਾ ਅਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ and ਬਾਬਾ ਜੁਝਾਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਦਾ ਸਰੀਰ ਵੀ ਸੰਸਕਾਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ. How? It's because Baba Ajit Singh Ji and Baba Jujhar Singh Ji, they chose whoever the Sahibzade wanted to get darshan of their bodies, they were able to see it. So Bibi Sharan Kaur usi pavna vich aayi. They came with that desire in their mind ki main sanskar kar dama. And then in that moment, Baba Ajit Singh Ji and Baba Jujhar Singh Ji, they made their body appear again to Bibi Sharan Kaur. The Mughals get shocked. ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਹੈਰਾਨ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ. Where did he go? ਕਿੱਥੇ ਚਲ ਗਿਆ? After the two Sahibzade became shaheed, the Mughals frantically looking for the bodies amongst the rest of the bodies. ਉਹ ਲੱਭ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਕਿ ਸਰੀਰ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਗਏ? Where have the bodies gone? The remaining Singhs inside the Qila, handful are left. Now just coming back to that point again where the bodies vanished. So do you think for a moment if the bodies didn't vanish, don't you think that their hearts would be different, the history would be different, where the Mughals definitely would have taken the bodies. They definitely would have taken Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj's son's bodies. Largely ਉਹ ਲੈ ਜਾਣਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਸਰੀਰ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਬੇਅਦਬੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਕਰਨੀ ਸੀ ਸਰੀਰ ਦੀ. But that's not in history. That's not written. Why have we never heard of that ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਰੀਰ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨੇ ਬੇਅਦਬੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਸਰੀਰ ਦੀ? But after the remaining Singhs inside the Qila, a handful are left now. 5 Singh ਰਹਿ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਕਿਲੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ. ਭਾਈ ਦਇਆ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ, ਭਾਈ ਧਰਮ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ, ਭਾਈ ਮਾਨ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ, ਭਾਈ ਸੰਗਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ, ਭਾਈ ਸੰਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ. They all do a ਬੇਨਤੀ. ਉਹ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੂੰ. they fold their hands, they say, Maharaj ji, what's left now to see? Kuch nahi reha Maharaj. The Singhs have all become shaheed. The Sahibzade have become shaheed. Now Maharaj, aap ji, Maharaj, go from here. Itho tusi chal jo, leave the fort Maharaj. Kila tusi chhad ke chal jo. These Turks or Baimans, they're traitors, they're fake people, they're liars. They want to make you shaheed Maharaj. Thonu shaheed karna chaਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ. But Maharaj, all we want is for you to be safe and sound. ਅਸੀਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਲਾ ਛੱਡ ਦੋ. We don't want nothing to happen to you Maharaj. Maharaj, you will make loads of Sikhs like us. But we need you Maharaj. You're only one Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Maharaj, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਰਗਾ ਹੋਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਕੋਈ. There's no one else like you. We need you Maharaj. You have destroyed loads anyways. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੰਨਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮਾਰਤਾ ਆਪਦੇ ਤੀਰਾਂ ਨਾਲ. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਛੱਡ ਕੇ ਚੱਲ ਜਾਓ. All the Singhs have become shaheed, and these remaining Singhs, the remaining ones will also become shaheed in a short while. Look Maharaj, they're about to do another attack. They want you. ਆਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਕਿਲੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੜ ਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ. They want to capture you and take you Maharaj. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਛੱਡ ਕੇ ਚੱਲ ਜਾਓ. It was evening time. ਸ਼ਾਮ ਦਾ ਵੇਲਾ ਸੀਗਾ. The sun was about to set. Guru Sahib Ji smiled and laughed and said to Daya Singh, Bhai Daya Singh Ji, they said, Daya Singh, watch this. This one arrow, watch what it will do. Saying this, Guru Sahib Ji shot such an arrow, it was like an atom bomb had gone off and 10,000 soldiers got obliterated just like that. Ek teer de naal, with one arrow. That's the power of our Guru Sahib Ji. They didn't even realize what's happened. The soldiers behind these 10,000, they saw that so many had dropped just like that, thinking what's happened? Only one arrow. No one then dared to go close to the Qila. Fir kisi di himmat nahi pai Qile de wal jaan nu, piche nu sare hat gaye. Oh ek teer de ke mara da. Then knowing that if we go near, then we will die. Sadi ta maut fir aajugi je assi nede chal gaye. They discussed amongst themselves. Ek duje naal vichar ਕਰਦੇ ਆ that there's only a few Singhs left. ਥੋੜੀ ਸਿੰਘ ਅੰਦਰ ਰਹਿ ਗਏ ਹੋਣੇ ਹੁਣ 40 ਸੀ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ. Let's wait instead. ਅਸੀਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਹੁਣ ਇੰਤਜ਼ਾਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ. The Guru will then come out. The whole day went by fighting. They must be tired as well. ਉਹ ਵੀ ਹੁਣ ਥੱਕ ਗਏ ਹੋਣਗੇ. Let's set up checkpoints. Let's guard the whole area. ਅਸੀਂ ਥਾਂ ਤੇ ਪਹਿਰੇਦਾਰ ਲਾ ਦਾਂਗੇ. ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾਗਦੇ ਰਹੋ. Stay awake. But they all set up their camps far. ਦੂਰ ਬਹਿ ਕੇ ਦੂਰ ਚੱਲ ਗਏ ਕਿਲੇ ਤੋਂ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਡੇਰੇ ਲਾ ਲਏ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ. Night has fallen and the Mughals talk amongst themselves. They talk about Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. ਹੁਣ ਦੇਖੋ, this is the dushman, the enemy. They're talking amongst themselves. You can imagine the scene. ਹੁਣ ਕੋਈ the Judd has stopped. ਉੱਥੇ ਕੁਛ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ. The Mughals are scared. They've gone back from the ਕਿਲੇ ਤੋਂ ਦੂਰ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਬਹਿ ਗਏ ਉਹ ਆਪਦੇ ਛੋਟੇ in their groups. They're talking about Guru Gobind Singh Ji amongst themselves. And they say the Hind da Guru has got so much Shakti. ਉਹਨੇ Shakti ਕਿੰਨੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ. He only had a few Singhs. How did his Singhs kill so many? ਇੰਨੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਨੇ ਇੰਨੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਮਾਰਿਆ ਛੋਟੇ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਨੇ. So many have been injured. It's really cold. The wind is blowing. Various different places around the battlefield. They have lit fires to keep warm. Remember, they marched all night to get to Chamkaur Sahib. Then all day they fought the battle, tired and hungry. The Mughals are tired and hungry as well. Look what one of his arrows have done. It's caused so much destruction. They could have used so many arrows like that and annihilated us. Sangat ji, when Guru Sahib Ji wish to show us, they show the power of Vaheguru. And this is more for Gnostics that don't want to believe. ਇਹ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਨਾਸਤਿਕਾਂ ਲਈ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੰਨਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ. ਇਹ ਨਾਸਤਿਕ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ ਦਾ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਐਦਾਂ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ, ਉੱਦਾਂ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ, ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਕਰਾਮਾਤ ਥੋੜੀ ਦਿਖਾਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ. ਉਹ ਮਨ ਵਿੱਚ they've got shanka, they've got doubt in their minds. As soon as you get a doubt in your mind, then it's game over. Guru Sahib Ji are showing here the power. They always say, they're the ones that always say that how can Guru Sahib Ji do this? And then they also start doubting. They also start saying that does God even exist? If God exists, then show us. But just like this, Sangat Ji, Sikandar Lodi, long before the Mughals even came to Hindustan, long before the Mughals, in Bhagat Namdev Ji's time. So Bhagat Namdev Ji hoine, a Bhagat whose writings are in Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Ona de vele, this happened even before Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. Bhagat Namdev Ji's time, Sikandar Lodi was the ruler. What he did was he had heard about the powers that Bhagat Namdev Ji possessed. This Bhagat, this Bhagat of Vaiguru's. What he did was he killed a cow and he said to Bhagat Namdev Ji, make it come back to life again, or accept death, or accept Islam. Bhagat Namdev Ji said, you've chopped the cow up. And this would go against Vaiguru's will, against God's will, if it came back to life. Then they said to Bhagat Namdev Ji, Sikandar Lodi said, then accept Islam then. Islam nu kabul kar. Their mother was also present there. And their mother said to Bhagat Namdev Ji, ki put tu tak aida hi kehda ki Vaiguru da naam japna ya. Allah Allah kar la, je Ram Ram karda hai, fir just say Allah Allah. That's what's wrong with that. Then Bhagat Namdev Ji said, and it comes in Gurbani, ki that you're not my mother and I'm not your put. Inna saukha nahi hai taram chadna and taram badalna. Then they do ardas, they said Thika. Then they do ardas to Vaiguru. They do one ardas and Vaiguru comes in front of Bhagat Namdev Ji. And Vaiguru says to Bhagat Namdev Ji, ki tu das sanu ki kariye, te tere liye ki kariye assi. A gaa jehdi hai, this cow, shall we bring it back to life? Shall we destroy this whole planet for you? Tu gal kar, just tell us one time what you want us to do. Sangat ji, it comes in Gurbani that Vaiguru, if a Sant Mahapurkh, a great soul, wants to say no to Vaiguru, he can say no, but Vaiguru can't say no to his Bhagat. So here, Vaiguru is saying to Bhagat Namdev, tell us what we should do. Bhagat Namdev Ji said to Vaiguru, they said, Vaiguru Ji, just bring the cow back to life. You know, the cow your Shakti, that your Shakti still exists. You are here. Sikandar Lodi then even Bhagat Namdev Ji bring the cow back to life, and then Sikandar Lodi even drank the milk from that cow. He then promised that no cow can be killed, and then was a rule made at that time, no cows can ever be killed. And then the Mughals then came and made in India, invaded Hindustan, and then broke that rule and did. Sometimes, but it has to be shown. It has to be shown to Gnostics that Vaiguru's power is still there. The Mughals now realized that Guru Sahib Ji have got Shaktiyan, the Guru Sahib Ji have powers, but they also realized this, that Guru Sahib Ji lived in Vaiguru's will. By Daya Singh Ji did a benti to Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, after Maharaj showed him one arrow, what the destruction of one arrow can do. By Daya Singh Ji did a benti and said, Maharaj, edan de tusi teer na 3, 4, 5 edan hi chhad do. Let's shoot 3 to 4, 5 arrows like that and just destroy them all. Then Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj said, Nahi, this isn't Vaiguru's will. This Maharaj da paana nahi hega. Daya Singh Ji, if we wanted, we could destroy this whole planet with one arrow. Inni Shakti asade vich. Hey Guru Sahib, you're reminding people like us how powerful our Guru Sahib actually are. We forget that. We get entangled and we just live our daily lives and we forget all of this. We forget Sikhi, we forget Guru Sahib Ji, we forget all of that. But Guru Sahib Ji ithe sanu kinni wari dikhaunde ya, Maharaj showing us that look how powerful put I am. You don't need to go anywhere else. Aur kite nahi jaan di lod hegi tenu. Guru Sahib Ji mauj vich ne, even after Singhs and Sahibzade become shaheed, Kavi Ji write here that there's no one like Dhan Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. What can we say about Maharaj? Maharaj, we don't even understand your mema, how powerful you are. The truth is we are muraks. We're stupid. We don't know. We can't understand. Maharaj, we've taken Sikhi in so much granted, but we don't understand how lucky we are that Maharaj has blessed us with this beautiful path of Sikhi. In the fort, Guru Sahib Ji start Rehra Sahib the part off. Rehra Sahib Sham da vela ho janda ya. Dhan Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Rehra Sahib da part karde ne. Part karke, after this, the Singhs do a benti again and again. Look, when Anandpur Sahib Shadya, after Anandpur Sahib, leaving Anandpur Sahib, when they got to Sarsadi Nadi Kol Aaye, Othe Jang Hoya, Othe Pai Uday Singh Ji ne Shaheedi ditti. Othe bhi Maharaj ne kiya, now it's time to do Asa Diwar da Kirtan kita. Othe Maharaj did part at that time. Jang ho rahi ya, in Jang time, Maharaj saying, Rehra Sahib da sama ho gaya. Do we even do part? Asi part karde bhi hain in our lives. Have we got any problems or any of these sort of difficulties in our lives? Jera part sat to nahi hunda. Jera sat to asi bahana la diya if we make an excuse that I woke up late or I've not got time. Look at this. Maharaj in the Jung is showing us as well, showing us that don't miss your Nityanem. Nityanem kade nahi chadna hega. After this, the Singhs do benti, they make a request again and again. The 5 remaining Singhs come in front of Guru Sahib Ji. They fold their hands and they do a benti. They say, Maharaj, please leave the Kila. Maharaj, Kila ne chhad do tusi. Maharaj, seeing 5 Singhs in front of them, now Guru Sahib Ji are getting ready to bless the Khalsa with the Guruship. Sangat Ji, I'm not sure if anyone noticed ever, or you've noticed any Katha Vachak, jado Katha shuru karte hai na Diwan on the stage, they'll say Guru Khalsa. Guru Khalsa. This means ithe Maharaj ne Khalse nu Gurta Gadi Bakshi si. Sangat Ji, why hasn't Guru Sahib Ji given? What hasn't Guru Sahib Ji given us? Kush nahi lokoya Maharaj ne. Maharaj ne ithe tak has given the Khalsa the Gurta Gadi. Just like after getting pleased with Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj, our second Guru Sahib Ji Seva, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj khush ho ke 9 saal baad Maharaj unhone Gurta Gadi Bakshi. 12 saal baad Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj nu Gurta Gadi Bakshi. And then Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj blessed the Gurta Gadi after testing Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj, all the Guru Sahib Jis got the test done, and then the Gurta Gadi was given to the next Guru after doing Seva. And only when the previous Guru was happy, Jado Khosh hoye, and the time was right, all the Guru Sahib Ji was blessed with the Gurta Gadi. But that time has come for the Khalsa now. After the Khalsa made Guru Sahib Ji happy, ਇੱਥੇ ਚਮਕੌਰ ਦੀ ਜੁੱਧ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੋਈ, ਇੱਥੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਖੁਸ਼ ਕਰਤਾ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਨੇ. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਮਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਚਾਹ ਸੀ, right? They had this desire. Every Singh had this desire that we want to make our father happy. Khush karna hai, and their desire, their ardas got fulfilled, because ithe Maharaj are going to give the Gurta Gadi to the Khalsa. Guru Sahib Ji said, today I will give the Gurta Gadi to the Khalsa. How did Guru Sahib Ji do this after? We will conclude this next week in a special Diwan downstairs, because it's going to be the last one. We'll learn ki Maharaj ne Gurta Gadi kidda diti Khalse nu, how Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj left the Kila, and Uto Baad Maharaj, where did Maharaj go? We're going to finish this next week. If I made any mistakes, Sangat Ji, please forgive me. We'll leave this here today. Because we're upstairs, we normally do this downstairs, thalle karde hunde hain, but because Akhand Path is going downstairs, that's why we've come upstairs today. Because we're upstairs, that means we can have a Q&A session. If anyone's got any questions in their mind, if they've got any questions that's been bugging them for a while, to do with the Chamkaur di Jang, or generally, if you've got anything to do with Sikhi, you can ask. Everyone will try. There's loads of people here that might have an answer to it, but we'll try our best to give an answer. If anyone has got a question in their mind, if not, then we'll do Ustat of Guru Sahib Ji, we'll do a bit of Simran and then call it a day. But has anyone got any questions they would like to ask about Sikhi?
So I'm just wondering that, because I've taken the Amrit, and I've been doing the part and it's just nice though. Sometimes I'm a bit, generally myself, I'm a bit of a last minute type of person. Is there any ways that I can how can I doing the last funny, is there a way that I can just get into that routine or something? Is there a certain way, I don't know, into doing it a bit more, because I keep on doing it last minute, so I do.
What I found was that you need to look at your daily routine, whatever you do on a daily basis, and in the evening, look. There will be around about half an hour where you can actually take out half an hour, and then use that half an hour to do the exercise. Right? In your mind, just bundle, even put it on your phone as a reminder, whatever you need to use. Put a reminder in, and then make sure you allocate that half an hour to the exercise. No matter what you do, on a daily basis, we go to work on time, we drop our kids off on time to school. Sara sama hunda banya, right? There's a time for all of it, everything. So in that way, you do your nitnem on time as well, in that same way as well. So just allocate that time for yourself, and then slowly, what will become muscle memory then.
Yeah.
And then even like when Singhs will say that wake up at Amrit Villa, initially it will be hard. But then you get to a point where it becomes just muscle memory and you wake up without an alarm. You don't need an alarm to wake up. It just becomes muscle memory.
Yeah, but because I've been doing it in the morning, waking up at 6 o'clock, and now there's been times where just got a bit better and I start waking a bit more earlier. But it's getting that muscle memory that I can do that waking up at 6 o'clock, and it's getting that for me now.
Yeah.
And but as well, since I've taken on a lot of my life has kind of changed, in the way of even generally like around the people as well. You know, a lot of people do ask me a lot of like, you know, spirit like questions. They do ask me, and I feel like probably the luckiest, like very lucky person, because you know, like in the army, a lot of people don't know about, you know, Sikhi, and like they're, I don't want to say lost in that way, but you know, they don't know it. And like if we said some of this stuff here is like, you know, gold dust in it. I'm not saying they're gold dust, because things like this they've never heard. Like they don't know about reincarnation. They don't know how lucky it is to be in this human life, and you know what, they don't really know much. And like you know, and I've been trying to like, you know, not again, I'm not spiritual or anything like that, but you know, just give that example of what Sikhi is, man. And
that's a brilliant seva that is, that you're telling them, and even if there's just a little bit of Sikhi, you're telling someone, maybe you can say, that Guru Sahib has blessed you with, and everyone, Guru Gobind Singh Ji have done bachan unhone kiya that every Sikh is an ambassador to the faith, to the dharma. Everyone, if you call yourself a Sikh, then anyone can come up to you and ask you about Sikhi, and they'll come up to you for a reason, But yeah, that's brilliant. That is. Thanks for sharing that anyway. But Nitane, when it comes to your Red Pyari Mujhko Sikh Pyara Nahi. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj said that the discipline is more love to me, even more than the actual Sikh. It's your discipline that I'm looking for. And that comes back to Guru Sahib's Khushiyan. How important is Guru Sahib's happiness to you? How important is your discipline to you? How important is Amritullah? How important is Nitane, doing Bani, doing Simran? How important is all that to you? If you want to make Maharaj Sahib happy. But it's just like, I always use this example of Chiram Singh, because he's in the army. When you're in the army, there's a discipline, isn't there? And look how the routine is in there. You have to follow that right down to the T, right? So you're following that for the government, for the British government or whatever. You're following that routine, whereas your led, you can follow your led for Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, who are the King of Kings, right?
I was gonna say, I'm gonna read as well, like, you know, like a lot of people, generally in the army, they wake up like half an hour before work and sometimes, but you know, like since I've taken the army, like a lot of my worries that I've been worrying, like, you know, how am I gonna do my part? Like I even have some worries because I'm gonna go to a monsoon, and you know, I was in a 10-man room in that tent with around 7 people in that, and I was just like, you know, how am I gonna do my part, you know? But then you know, I think mine is taking away all my worries, and he's giving me a bed space. I don't know whether it might be special or anything like that or not. But mine giving me that little bed space where I had like a cupboard and then another cupboard where there was just that space in it for me to do the part, and I was hidden away from everyone, innit? You know?
Yeah, do ardas to Maharaj ne apne aap hi hilla kar dena. Maharaj apne aap se uthya.
So that's the point I'm making, like, you know, if I'm doing it with 7 other Bunde, like, you know, they're all good and that, they have no idea, man, like, you know, and I'm waking up at like 4 o'clock, then I think we can all do it as well, innit, you know?
You'll inspire them.
Yeah, exactly.
Has anyone got any other questions before we call it a day? No? Okay, let's do a bit of Simran, and let's go about the Guru Sahib Ji's. So let's do a little bit of Simran because it's all to do with Guru Sahib Ji's main message in Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj is to focus on your Simran, to connect with that spiritual side, and that's the only way that's going to happen is if you do Simran. Simran kita karida, when you do Simran, just do it loud enough that you actually hear your own voice and you hear the words and you hear the sound coming out, right? And when you focus on that, you get a lot of ananda bahut milta hai, and then you feel like doing more because if you're doing it the correct way. And when you do it in Sangat form, the blessings are like tenfold, So let's do Simran. I'll say it first, everyone else follows. And while you're doing Simran, focus on Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. Hell, even because we're doing Katha of Battle of Chamkaur, focus, imagine Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj sitting there looking beautiful on the top, in that tower, where Maharaj and all the Devi Devta have bowed down to Maharaj as well. And Maharaj letting off their arrows. Let's do Simran in that way, just for a short while, and then we'll praise all the Guru Sahib Jis, and then we'll call it a day. Sangat, if I made any mistakes, please forgive me. I'm only learning like everyone else is learning. I simply listened to that, like last week, I think it was last week, after the Katha of Baba Jeet Singh Ji. I was in the car park, and this Mata came up to me and said that, your Katha was amazing and stuff. I go, Mata, it's not my Katha, yeah? She goes, your Katha was amazing. I go, meri Katha nahi hai ki. And it's not my Katha. It's Maharaj apne aap karwa leya. The truth is, I haven't got that much knowledge. Inna gyan hai nahi mere kol. I just listen to the Katha and फिर सुना देता. I listen to it, like I've said it loads of times, regurgitating Sikh, where I've listened to it and I'm just going to sunnah it to everyone. Oh, kamai nahi main ਕੀਤੀ ਹੋਈ. And then she said one thing though, which I'll put my hands up to and I do agree with, and is that she goes, but we can see the passion that you've got. Jira Sikhi ਲਈ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ. And I said, oh, ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ. Oh, I'm not bigging I'm bigging myself up in any way. Don't think that. What the passion is, mera man hai that bahut ji karta hunda. Look how it has. Katha we were talking about as well. We talked about loads of time. This is our history. I want the whole world to know about this history. Ji karta hai kothe te chad ke on the rooftops tell everyone, look, this is how amazing our Guru Sahib ji are. So, look, that's why we started Friday Night Sikhi. That's why, like, we get a chance to tell everyone about how amazing Sikhi is. And look how it's changed people's lives. I'm sure everyone will agree in many different wondrous ways your lives have been changed. Not just people listening, my own life has been changed. And more recently it has. Because this is a beautiful journey that evolves, changes. And Guru Sahib you get by many different ways. So look, I'm not going to waffle on too much. Let's do Simran and do Ustat and then we'll call it a day. So next week, Sangaji, will be the last Diwan for Battle of Chamkaur. It'll be from 6 to 8 downstairs. We're going to have Gyani Baljinder Singh ji coming to do Katha as well. They'll do Katha on the Shote Sahibzade and they'll do Hukamnama Katha. And we're going to have Kirtan Tanti Saj with traditional instruments doing Kirtan as well. And then I'll finish the Diwan off with finishing the Katha of Maharaj leaving the Kila and what happens after that. Let's do Simran. And let's roast it and we'll call it a day. So if you try and focus on it a little bit more, that'd be brilliant, that would you? Vaheguru, 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 तन है गुरु नानक देव जी तन है जपो तन है गुरु नानक देव जी तन है गुरु अंगद देव जी तन है गुरु अंगद देव जी तन है गुरु अमरदास जी तन है गुरु अमरदास जी तन है गुरु रामदास जी तन है गुरु रामदास जी तन है ਤਨ ਹੈ ਤਨ ਹੈ ਤਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਤਨ ਹੈ
ਤਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਤਨ ਹੈ
ਤਨ ਹੈ ਤਨ ਹੈ ਤਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਹਰਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਤਨ ਹੈ
ਤਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਹਰਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਤਨ ਹੈ
ਤਨ ਹੈ ਤਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਹਰਾਏ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਤਨ ਹੈ
ਤਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਹਰਿ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ
ਤਨ ਹੈ ਤਨ ਹੈ ਤਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਹਰਿ ਕ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਤਨ ਹੈ
ਗੁਰੂ ਹਰਿ ਕ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ
ਤਨ ਹੈ ਤਨ ਹੈ ਤਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਜੀ ਤਨ ਹੈ
ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਜੀ ਤਨ ਹੈ
ਤਨ ਹੈ ਤਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਤਨ ਹੈ
ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਤਨ ਹੈ
ਤਨ ਹੈ ਤਨ ਹੈ ਤਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਤਨ ਹੈ
ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਤਨ ਹੈ
ਤਨ ਹੈ ਤਨ ਹੈ ਤਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਤਨ ਹੈ
ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਤਨ ਹੈ
ਤਨ ਹੈ ਤਨ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਤਨ ਹੈ
ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਤਨ ਹੈ
ਤਨ ਹੈ ਤੇਰਾ ਪੰਥ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਤਨ ਹੈ ਤਨ ਹੈ ਤੇਰਾ ਪੰਥ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਤਨ ਹੈ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ